Trifecta by Dean Pearl. Chapter 21. I'm thinking we should put Maxie in a white costume. Leslie was dropping ideas on Max and Wesley at Max's house after a band rehearsal. And Wesley in blue, Leslie continued. Then with Maxie in white, it gives us that all-American vibe. Me in red, Max in white, and you in blue, she said towards Wesley. What do you think? Yeah, I see possibilities, but I was hoping for something in basic black, Wesley countered. But black looks too sinister for the cameras, Leslie speculated. We're an American band of crime fighters. American Band by Grand Funk Railroad was one of the songs they played as Trifecta, so they shared a laugh without even having to point it out. And we still need a vigilante name, Max reminded them. Maybe the red, white, and blue thing could steer us into something cool, but not cheesy, Max laughed. I gotta be honest, my vision of the vigilante thing was more like blending in, hanging around some bad neighborhoods, taking down guys like the one that robbed me. Now we're becoming something that's more about entertainment. Max stopped for a second, reveling in the irony of his own statement. They were all entertainers at heart to start with. It's a big reason for becoming a musician in the first place. He's been about entertainment his whole life. What are you girls expecting from all this? Max asked honestly. The twins looked at each other and Leslie nodded to Wesley to talk first. Wesley took a slow, deep breath before saying anything. Growing up, our dad, because of his own background, couldn't help but train us to think like warriors. There were enemies everywhere. We were taught that when feeling threatened in any way, it's safer to strike first and ask questions later. Leslie and I have some less dangerous takes on life and generally kind of go with the flow of opportunities. It's not religious, but rather spiritual. People and things happen for a reason. You can feel it. If any one of us had someone to say to one of us, you will be super wealthy vigilante heroes in less than 2 years, any of us would have said they were insane, yet here we are. But playing comic book hero is a far cry from actually confronting bad people in real life, with the intention of disabling them for an arrest. It's a dangerous thing we're flirting with here, like I said. Leslie and I at least have the right mentality, background, and experience to handle intentionally dangerous confrontations. While you are very good and gained big skills quickly, you haven't been indoctrinated into a warrior's way of thinking in dangerous situations. I worry about you being in over your head or getting hurt. I don't think I could handle that. Leslie had a small tear slide down her cheek at the mere thought of losing Max in her life. Just be sure about why you want this. Is it pure altruism, or is it about some kind of revenge for what happened to you? Wesley warned him. Maybe you're right about some of that, Max replied. My inner child always had a fantasy of having superpowers and fighting bad guys, but I wasn't raised to be a warrior by any means. My mom scolded me hard one time just for shooting a sparrow with my BB gun when I was about 14. She made me feel really bad inside about it, and I never did anything like that again. But the idea of taking down assholes like the guy who robbed me is not just a personal challenge, but a reckoning for them, in my eyes. Too many people are helpless victims of some who think they can just take whatever they want from people who work very hard for what they have. I want to go after people like that. So what does that make me in your eyes? Remember, while I always strived for levels of fame in the music business, I would prefer to remain anonymous about our side gig. In my eyes, that makes you a wonderful human being, Leslie sobbed, wiping her solitary tear. Okay, we're all in on whatever you want to do, right, Les? I'm in like Flynn, whatever that means, Leslie joked. Then I suggest we get going so we're not too late for our first costume appointment, Max said, effeminately. We don't want to keep Mr. Todd waiting now, do we? The girls were laughing at Max as they loaded up the drive to Mr. Todd's home studio. As they were all riding together in Max's car, Max said, What do you guys think about the name Quadrant for the band, since we'd be a four-piece? Quadrant. Sounds cool. Easy to remember, Wesley responded. I like it, Leslie added. So would we keep Trifecta for the vigilante team? I think that would still lead some people back to the band, Max said thoughtfully. Let's come up with something completely new for the team. How about something you could just use the initials to symbolize, Leslie offered, like AVFS. What would that stand for, Wesley asked. American Vigilantes for Safety, perhaps, Leslie responded. Yeah, I can see the initial thing. It puts just a little more distance to anyone tying the name to us as our band, Max postulated. All in favor, raise your hand. All three of them raised their hand. So Quadrant and AVFS it is, Leslie said energetically.